Laboring on Labor Day from the storm back in June, picking up some of these big trees my neighbor got cut up and stacking them up for him so he can burn them later. About snuck up on that coyote. I was trying to. Hey, gone now. Alright, we got this pretty good stack right there. I piled another one up way over that way, but that's a good start. Got all the big stuff piled up anyways. Today is the day. About ready to go. Filled up the 500 road track with fuel. That's the last thing to go. Same thing we pulled it with last year. Still got the Brent Avalanche 1598. Like this setup. All track, compaction, and if it gets wet, smoother. Go with the road track because the quad tracks are too close. Stalks get all jammed up. You're always pulling them out. Not a problem with these. They're currently loading the dryer. You can probably hear it, the new dryer there. The grain handler. We saved like 3,000 bushels of corn just so we'll have dry in the bottom. It'll be easier to get started. Now we're going to start picking some wet, see how wet it is. Hopefully we can just keep rolling. We've begun. So try and get the variety mapping to work on the case, but it is working on climate now. Take the new hockey puck out and put it on that old one to get to work. Loading the first truck of the year.
Well, got the first day of harvest going. A little bit of a challenge for me because the monitors are all different than the 9260. Of course, you got two 1200s instead of the Pro 700 that I'm used to all the time. I think got the calibrations and everything figured out. I did run one of these 50 hours last year, so that helped. Having trouble getting my variety tracking to work. I've imported the varieties. They're in the monitor, but I can't find them on the field. So I don't know what's going on there. The yields doing pretty good. I don't know, I was way off on my monitor to start with. I got that going now, but this field may be a little bit less than I thought it might be. It's definitely not more. So, and the moisture's good. It's 22 to 24, so it's in good shape. So we're going along pretty good now. This new monitor just a whole lot different. You got this up here. A lot of things I got to figure out on it yet. Straighten down on it.
Corn harvest underway. Moisture's running about 22. And yields are a little disappointing. These fields that got blew over in the wind in June, side with airplanes and the Heggie. Plant early, super wet of course, dry just in August. Not gonna yield as much as it did in 23 or 21. I believe it'll be better than it was in 19, looking back at stuff. And one common thing that seems to come up every year, seems like when we have harvest videos, moisture's like 22%, but we don't wait for it to get dry enough to put it straight in the bin, because if we do that, the last stuff will be way too dry. Also, use a little less for head chill now, mix easier, just, you know, bought that dryer for a reason.
Just got the new grain dryer rolling, up and going, a grain handler. So we are cooking corn. Everything went fairly well, really, so thankfully. We are rolling. Right now we are doing anywhere from, moisture's going 20 and a half up to 22. I'm shooting for 16 here to coming out a little over, but that's all right, because we'll air it in the bin, and then of course we'll take another half to point out in the bin. So yeah, and we are unloading at a little over 2,100 bushel an hour. We can unload up to 3,000 bushel an hour, and we are drying right there at, it's fluctuating between 175 and 180 degrees. So much cooler drying temp on this than our old tower. So we should have a better grain quality in the end. That's what we're shooting for, the main goal. A little better grain quality and quicker. This will definitely do it quicker. It's a bigger dryer. It's just our dry leg can only handle a little over, it's like 3,500 bushel an hour is what it can, pretty sure what it'll handle. Of course, we don't want to just set it at 3,500 bushel an hour. So we put in 3,000 or 3,200 tops. So that's the max unload rate. We will shoot for 2,000 bushel an hour. We're running 24 hours a day. Of course, that's almost 50,000 at this pace. It's definitely going to be 50,000 bushel for a daily rate. We won't pick that much today. Got to start a little late. Most days we won't pick that much. That's a bunch of bushels for us to get harvested, wet harvest, to dry in one shot. So with the 112 row head. So anyway. All right, the grain handler dryer everything seems to be working very well.
Oh, getting along pretty good today. Got everything working except the variety tracking still ain't right. It's got one variety, but the other one that don't have it, the iPad does. Just don't. Sometimes it shows the right one, sometimes it says unknown on the other one. Sometimes it shows the wrong one. So guess we'll try to unload the varieties again. I'll check on my AFS, see if it's right on the on it back on the planting data. I don't know if it was or not for this field. I thought it was.
Last load, everything went pretty smooth for the combine, except for it's not tracking the varieties for whatever reason. I can't get my drone to fly. I need to buy a new drone. We try it every day though, so hopefully I get you some drone videos.
Well, day 2 of picking corn, heading out. Got my Cheetos today, so it's gonna be a better day. I had good luck with the combine this year, except for the variety tracking. Always a little problem with electronics. No oil leaks the first day, that's unusual. That's good. Dryer problems. Dryer shut down last night, burner won't keep going. And we also found a leak. That's not the leak. We made that leak to fix the leak.
Yeah.
Got a propane leak we're fixing now, which ain't no big deal, on the piping. And then they're won't fire. They think they know what the problem is. So got a guy coming over with a part. Get it going. Get back at it. Yep, picking away. Got some odd rows there. Those are the point rows. He didn't miss any. Jarrett's going around the field mowing, making it look better.
field done.
Well, I've moved on to the next field. The first field we picked it made about 7 bushel to 8 less than I had it guessed at. And this field here we're in, it's a little bit better. I don't know if it's going to come up to my estimate, but it's a little bit better. Moisture's good. It's up 23. Most of it's below that. Up here at the end, we got a little bit of something we planted later.
Not hard to tell where the line is. 2 different hybrids, but later stuff's definitely greener and taller, like it always is. 1222 and 1511 here. Planted April 16th, planted May 13th.
Lower part of the field, we didn't want to plant right to the ditch that early, which I think would have been just as well off if we had it the way it turned out. But it did flood, then we planted it later. I got in it for just a minute, just curiosity. I think it was 35%. That's wet enough to get a moisture sample. Just seeing what it tested. You can probably see it up there, how much greener it looks. Of course, it's a lot taller. Later corn planted's always a lot taller. Except my perimeter's a little different on my automation. Had a little bit too much of busted cobs and stuff in the corn, I thought. So I'll set that perimeter down, clean it right up, and change the settings here on the sieves by itself. So it really works. Sometimes you gotta slow down a little bit. Running 4.2 now.
Green stuff right here is the latest corn I ever planted. Me, CNN. Trip came down here, planted out on Father's Day. This corn's pretty good. It's not gonna be a record, but it's good. Yeah, we've been in 1511 versus, which is, I don't know, we planted it for a few years. Not a large volume, but it's always been pretty good against the newer one. 14830 AML and the 1511 here where it's running the 220s, or over the other spots where it's running the, you know, like 206. I think the field average is 4 or 5 bushel better than the 14, so it's just been a little bit better so far this year. Forgot to mention the dryer is up and going good. Not sure what it was. We found a propane leak, which I don't think that was it. There he goes. But George put the air conditioner in there because, you know, we were warned about getting it too hot. But the actual boxes in there was getting hot, so they put a vent in the top and a fan in the bottom. I think that might be it. It was actually pretty cool because, yeah, you can look at how it's doing from your phone. There's different bar charts and everything. This is just the dashboard, the main screen. You can see it's going in there at 20.6, coming out at 15.9, which we got it set at 16. It's doing 2,400 bushels an hour, and it's 158 degrees. Yeah, different charts telling you the same thing, but yeah, that is pretty neat if you ask me. And fast. It's supposed to be efficient, although it's a little dirty.
Hi, I'm Kalen. I'm a farmhand here at Ivers Farms. Been here for about 9 months, and I'll show you what I'm doing today. Just hauled a load from Warner Field. Gonna get weighed so I can get to the scale house. 87.5, real easy. Give me some of that fresh scoop.
I'll start it for you.
Oh, David said he's gonna start it for us, so he'll get the pit started and we can go straight to the scale house. Good, 87.5 minus 29,160 gives us a net of 58,340, 22.9% moisture content. So we'll get our wet bushels, 1,041.78. Now we'll get our dry bushels, so we'll go 1 minus 0.229 equals times 58,340 equals divided by 47.6, and we've got 944.96. We're in the Black Beauty today. Thank you, Jesus. And now we'll finish up dumping. Just like that. Pretty easy. We'll let this load into the pit, and we'll just come back out here and wait for Eli to get back from the field, and then we can head back down.
A little different view this evening. Eli's going to dump, Jared's driving the truck, I'm driving this. Even though it's setting itself, and I even got on the max speed with a max of 4.8, it's going 4.1 right now. Sitting in this seat, have a good old time. That's always my favorite thing to watch as a kid. I don't know why. Filling her back up after I get there. Constant process. That's one of the ditches I sprayed with the drone. They look like they're dying. At least they don't feel good right now. Time to flick the lights on. That brightened it up. Hope get this field done. There's actually a chance of rain tonight, which would be weird. It hasn't rained for a long time, but got one left over there, then round and a half, well, 2 rounds here. Problem is, not much fuel left. Hope we make it. All right, we made it. Kicking off a little bit. The dad's blower doesn't get off of his throat. Head up, call her a night. Dirty business. At the shop this morning, depending where you're at, we got anywhere from no rain to ½ inch of rain. So we'll be able to get going as soon as we get going. Last night I was running the combine, there was a voltage error on the right track. Unplugged it, plugged it back in, that was fine. Took it for a test run, says it's still shows fine, so Hopefully that was just a glitch. Hopefully it's just a bad connection or something. Jared went and dumped the silage wagon for the first time ever. Said it worked, came out, all that. Went and spread it in the field that we picked last night. No mess over here. That's nice. That part's better. More of a mess everywhere else though, just from this dryer, which we knew would be the drawback, but hopefully the grain's cleaner. That's what's important. Kayla and Jared did a little cleaning up. We do have these things right here that we're always sucking with. At least I can shovel to that or suck some of it up, spits it out there in the silage wagon. These guys are changing pulleys around because the dryer's been working good. But when we quit for the day, we got one wet tank there, one there, and then this auger is not spinning fast enough to keep the dryer fed in the middle of the night. So they're gonna switch pulleys around to try and make it faster, or change pulley sizes.
A bigger pulley on the motor.
Bigger pulley on the motor.
Do that or take a torch, cut the top of the dryer off so it ain't so big.
It'll probably take longer.
Yeah, probably would.
Guess I should also mention, I never did get my drone to go. Talked to DJI, I'm gonna say it's probably from being crashed. You hit the Heggy, you know. But they're 90 days out of being able to work on anything. Hard to get stuff in through customs right now because of trade wars and tariffs and all that stuff, I guess. But so they gave me a number of places in Texas. Called them, messaged them, haven't heard anything back getting it fixed. So I decided to order another one. So it should be in here Tuesday. So there won't be a drone this video. That means there won't be a drone on Wednesday's video. But next Sunday, as long as that comes in and works, we should be back to regular fall droning. So I had to put a cylinder on the track. And they got the pulley chain on the bottom side of that hopper. Got her fired up. We got a little hard time getting it going with the new pulley and the auger full of grain, but it took off eventually. There are a lot of fans that run this thing, 8 of them. O'clock, finally headed to the field. We're gonna go do a 67-acre field. Hopefully we get that done today. Well, we came into the sand and it's wetter. 24.5 average right now, got up to 27 he said. But for this piece of dirt, it looks good though. It probably liked all that rain. So, road trip in, gonna take a road trip out. I'm gonna go do a 60-acre field of muck. We should be able to get it done.
We didn't get a very good start this morning. We got 2 tenths of rain last night. We didn't amount to anything. I had an error message on my track suspension, and they came over and looked at it. They think it's got a bad cylinder now. It's leaking by on the suspension part, which it ain't a real big deal, but they didn't get it fixed. So they ordered a new cylinder to put on tomorrow. And like I say, we didn't get started until 12:30 or so. Yeah, we'll still get a 60-acre field or so. Big day, easy, maybe more than that. Yields staying about the same, about 10 bushel or so less than we thought. So good corn, but not quite where we thought it was. We thought it might even be 20 bushel better, but it's not turning out that way. Everything's working good. The dryer's working fantastic, very fast, does a very good job. We've had to fool with it a little trying to get everything adjusted right, but they'll eventually get it all armed out. We're down here on the Ivers Farm right now. Charlene and George Abel picking it right here beside the airport, right over here. You can see the airport from the farm. You see there's the bean planting, 2 different dates. Got a lot of that around, all the early beans. Unfortunately, got some replant in them. That's just the way it is this year, a lot of replant spots. A lot of guys are picking corn, I guess, now, but No, not any of our real close neighbors here I know about. Maybe one here just a little bit north of us it is. But south of us, down that region, I think everybody's picking. A lot of guys up here seem like they didn't get in no hurry to get started planting this year, and it didn't work out well with wet weather. So we got a lot we can get harvested. Hopefully, the time we get it, the rest of it will be going, but don't know about that.
New field, at least new cornfield. This is the ground we bought 2 years ago, and tiled 2 falls ago. Last year's of beans. It's the first year we had it in anything. So this first year corn, just got into it. Just got the back field opened up. It's kind of like 2 fields of one. We're right here, going north and south. That right there is the big part, goes east and west. There's a little ditch that goes in between it, so a little too soon to tell. Similar to the field it's next to. A little bumpy on the end rows where we tiled, even though we ripped it. But yeah, we'll probably get this little piece here. I don't know what it is, 20 acres maybe, and then we'll probably call it a day. Eli's back in the auger wagon. Kaylin and David are running the trucks right now. 1222 here, first time all year. This is an old go-to, but it seems like it's head shelling worse. It's definitely drier. You're running 19 and a half, somewhere in there. Getting down there. Jared getting his empty weight. I'm getting the auger wagon out of the shed. Back it out and shut it back, because that dryer, you gotta keep all the sheds shut so they don't get in a mess. Get all my stuff here, my water and my watermelon. Yeah, I grew some water. First year I had a garden. Everybody's surprised by that, but never had a garden before. Anyways, I got a ton of watermelon right now, so I'm eating some. But last night it got even drier than I thought. I think I said it was 19. Doesn't matter. Auger wagons, combines, they just don't get them calibrated. They don't move as much as they should, at least the ones we drive. It's good, it's accurate within a few points, but then if it gets below that, you gotta recalibrate it. But got down to 16 last night, that 1222 in that muck, which is warmer and grows faster. Yeah, so the last 2 fields last night went straight into the bin. So, that was all muck, that little 20 acres though. Or actually, the last couple of fields we've done has been all muck, what we call muck. It's patent soil. But the rest that we're getting in, muck fields, also hard clay. They'll be a little wetter. So we'll go see what moisture looks like and all that. I think we're gonna be able to keep rolling this harvest after we get started. It's always nice when you don't have to stop. Backing her out. Definitely a lot greener on top of this clay hill. Combine's showing like 24. Different soil types matter. It's a lot colder in the spring. Takes a lot longer to warm up. Getting this end row picked off so the trucks get in here, get turned around, get filled up. I'm hopping in with Dad. We're gonna go get the other corn head. I had a lot of trouble with it dragging up and top snapping rows. Heck, I don't know. Maybe they're wore too much. We used it last year, but we'll go get the case head. At least we'll see. Maybe we'll see what the May West stock stompers do.
Yep, see that? See if the header goes through it better.
Yep.
This ain't working very good right now. It could be a little bit damp, it won't pull it in.
Yeah, my chickens are gonna like that. Got that one hooked up. Gonna go check on the snapper rows. Might take down the H&R, have them do it. And now we got the case hooked up. We'll see how this works. Might have used, I don't think it's got very many hours on, I can't remember. It wasn't very many, it was a demo, so. Ought to work. If it don't, that's a problem. Got our May West stock stompers on here. We'll see how See how we like those? Not much of, I was wanting to get like throughs as a comparison, but did about a round off the end row. I guess we can see the difference on those. Won't be the best test, but we're not switching for testing reason. We're switching because cornhead wasn't doing the job. Not sure our adjustment on them yet. We got them about all the way up. I don't think you want them too heavy on there. I think they're supposed to be thick in the ground, but no, we don't have a chopping corn head. We used to have those for years. Had the roto disc, lawnmower blades. I feel like there's another one. Anyways, we've had several different kinds. We just felt like we lost too much of our fodder to the neighbor's field blow away. But yeah, it's either breaking them or knocking them over. That's what you want. Got the Devastators over here. I don't know. Pretty similar. Pretty similar. That's good. Case head's feeding better than the Gearinghoff was. Of course, the Gearinghoff's a little wore out, so case head's new. A little trouble getting it going. We're unfolded, two auger pieces didn't come together. I don't know how these guys were running it when they're demoed, or it got jostled loose on the over the winter somehow, which I doubt. They're pretty tight, but anyway, she's good to go now. He is way up there. I'm on this little dirt road. I'm gonna make it or not. I haven't made it for a while. He is way up there though. He'll come back down. There he comes. Come back down to our rest of our level now.
Well, we had a tough time getting going today. We had to change some things. The Gearinghoff cornhead I've been running. This is his third year, and the all the knives on the rolls is wore out. They need adjusted or replaced. Adjusting would help a lot, replacing would help more. So we just happened to have this other head, the case cornhead we bought, sitting up there at the farm, so we went and put it on. We was having trouble with it jamming up the top of the rolls, and that was getting old, especially when it was a little tough. So we went out and put this cornhead on. We had never used it yet, so we had to make some adjustments on the folding dogs there. It wasn't driving the middle auger. Got that fixed, and now we're going, and it's going through it real good. We bought this head at an auction, had like 150 acres on it or something like that, because it was a demo. So we got a good buy on it, bought it, so everything's about like new. So we're getting along good now, just a little bit of a slow start. Don't have my road guidance, but we're gonna try to put it on in the morning, remember maybe the feelers and stuff. Well, been running a while since got the case cornhead on now with the May West stalk stompers. This is the first time I've ever ran any of these. I think they're doing the job. You see over there, it's knocking the stalk over. That's what it's supposed to do. It don't chew them up, of course, as much as the Devastators. It's just knocking over the stalk. You aren't supposed to chew them up. So I'd say all in all, they're working good. The Devastators do more, but they cost a lot more too. So, and you got to put bearings in them once in a while. I don't know how these will hold up, but time will tell. We're going to be running it for a few days while our Gearinghoff's getting rebuilt. You see these green strips out here in the corn. One over there. It's where we circled this hill kind of in half moon shape. Right here I'm hitting and picking. It's where there was rye and we killed it real early. It held it back some. It's probably about 2 points wetter. Good point. Yeah, say 2 points, but it, like always before, we've got a yield reduction where that rye was at, but this year I don't think so. It's just as good, maybe even a dab better where that rye is. First time we've actually seen that. Anyway, I want to tell you about that. Sure tell a difference. And we killed it, like I say, when it wasn't very tall at all. And the corn, I don't believe I've mentioned it, but you can see how clean it is this year. It's where it's elbowed right here. The one bad storm that came through right a little bit before tassel time. Leaned her over and she straightened back up. Man, this field, I haven't seen a weed in corn. That's the way you like it. No weeds.
Folding up, heading in. That's it for this video. We'll still be at it, so see you Wednesday.
So you're right.